right, guys, welcome to the show. We are here live from the Strat here in Las Vegas. We have James Anderson. We have Ian Summers from Munibilling here today. We're going to be talking about some different things. We're going to have some fun tonight. And so, Ian, how was your trip coming into Vegas?
It was good. Drove down from Utah a couple of days ago, and it's too warm down here.
Did you get to do some hunting on the way down? You know, we talked about that.
Not yet.
No?
Got to wait till the end of the year for that.
Okay. You talked about doing a little hunting on the way down, so
Yeah.
So, James, how was your trip so far?
Been great.
Meet some people tonight already? Make some
Definitely meeting some people.
Get some drinks in you?
Oh, yeah. We fist bump, took a shot of Jack Daniels at the bar.
Yeah.
Talking about traveling. This guy was all over the world, man.
Wow.
I've been around a bit.
Yeah, Ian. So tell us about Munibilling. What are you doing over there?
Yeah, so Munibilling, I'm an account executive over there. We do utility billing for municipalities, public utilities, and multifamily clients.
Yep.
Yeah, you had Larry on.
Yeah, Larry's on there. Yep.
Yeah, so
he flew down a couple weeks ago, jumped on in our studio and did the podcast with us. It actually released today, so we're pretty excited about that and what he had to say and do things about everything about IoT. So he's a pretty interesting guy. He's got a lot of information inside of the brain of his, and he was exciting to talk to. He's got a lot of information.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
So what's your take with Munibilling? You come from
Utah.
Utah, but he came from the submetering world originally.
Yeah. So originally I was doing submetering. That's actually where I met my wife. She's still in that world. So we're a bit of a family business when it comes to utilities.
So you guys have a lot to talk about tonight when you guys come home.
We've shaken enough hands between the two of us to know most of the industry. So
we met with you guys here pretty soon as Munibilling Solutions is partnering with you guys to handle our software issues and customer service issues. So we're pretty excited about that partnership and what's coming up.
Agreed.
We've been doing a lot of things together, so I'm appreciative of what you've been doing for us so far and where we're going with that. So I'm pretty excited what's coming up.
Yeah, we're going to do a lot of good work together. And,
absolutely.
I think it was your first podcast on customer service stuff and making sure that was big deal. And I'd love to see that's where you started this, because I think that's core to the sort of the approach to make something like that successful.
Absolutely. Customer service is going to be the key to being the most successful, I believe.
Yeah, I saw a survey done by a company called Widewell, and they did an analysis of Google reviews for multifamily sites.
Yeah.
And they found the most common thing in 2024 was 24-hour turnaround. People expect to get answers fast and to be guided through those answers. And so that approach on customer first, helping people understand, I think is huge. So people feel heard and understood.
Yeah, for sure.
So yeah.
James can attest to that. I can tell you all kinds of stories. He's very hands-on, responding quickly. That's kind of our motto. We're not letting any email sit around for any length of time.
Well, we had one of the properties we Tropical Gardens.
Yeah.
There was one of the condo owners was very upset about a couple of her bills. She felt that they were too high for the amount of occupants in the unit. And she caught me right at the end of the day.
Of course, right.
And I said, ma'am, I'm a senior account manager. I will look at your account and get back to you quickly. Well, I had problems sleeping because the thing is, I care about making sure that people get answers and everything. So I went into work 40 minutes early because I wanted to make sure she got an answer by 8:30.
Yeah.
And I did, and spelled everything out. What was happening is because this particular property, it took months to get everything going. So the catch-up billing, not 30 days, it was going 40 days, 41 days, 42 days.
Yeah.
So when I broke that out and then broke out her daily usage by a 30-day schedule, she was right in line. And I said, you're all doing okay. I said, but by the time we bill for June, you'll be caught up in the billing. So starting July, you're going to start getting those 30-day bills. Now, she never responded, but the property manager did and said, you just saved me a ton of time, because she kept calling every other day and wanting an answer. And so by doing that, but see, it's just the burden that I feel for me for customer service, because we just felt that in Johnny with the service side, it's just something that's not always taken care of quickly.
Yeah.
It's put on a back burner. I don't believe in that.
Well, one of the things we've talked about is, at least a lot of customer service people I've talked to in this industry, they're not very well versed or trained in submetering what it actually is. They know the customer service talking points, but they don't understand what the software is or how submetering works. So they don't have a good communication with the client or the tenant about what's really going on. So one of the things we really want to work on that It's making sure that our customer service understands that, so they are able to dig into the account and understand really what's going on there. And if they can actually see if there's a problem. Like, hey, I noticed what's going on here. Here's the issue. We can fix that for you. Or at least explain it to the customer the way they understand it.
Right.
So I think that's key, and being transparent with everything like that.
And there's two things you made me think of. I think the first is, in those situations when we're frustrated, the first thing we want to be is feel like we're understood, like somebody understands, hey, I get this is frustrating and you don't know enough. And second, that a lot of times it's because we're not knowledgeable. We don't know what's going on. So your story where you walked her through, here's what that usage is, and gave her an explanation for why the bills they were, all of a sudden she then has knowledge, and that makes her feel better, which I know that's how I feel a lot of the times. And it's sales, leadership, customer service, it's all the same.
Yeah.
It's helping people to have more knowledge and to feel more in control, which I think is right in line with what you did.
Well, the thing is, we're all in the same boat.
Yeah.
We all have to pay our bills, whether it's electric, water, even car insurance and stuff. When we call customer service, whatever the field is, we would like to have helpful information. When they say, well, I'm sorry, I can't help you, I need to transfer you to a supervisor. Like, oh, great. You got to go through the whole spiel. And God help you if the supervisor doesn't know what they're talking about.
Yeah. It's crazy. Customer service, I think, is key for us, and that's what we're going to really focus on. And a little bit different we do, than the normal RVC is, Munibilling Solutions strictly focuses on billing. We don't focus on service. We don't focus on repairs. Integrity Meter Solutions comes in and handles that aspect. So it allows James to focus on just what he's doing and not having to worry about repairs or service or any of those things. I'll focus on that. I'll focus on making sure the stuff's working, making sure they understand all that stuff. So it's been a good partnership, because a lot of times what I find out, in these other companies, that they'll do one or two options good, but they don't do all three phases well.
Right.
They're good at customer service, they're good at this, but they're not good at repairs, or they're good at building and good at repairs, but not good at customer service. So take that off the plate, so you don't have to focus on that. You just focus on these things, I'll focus on these things, and now we can provide a better service and overall. So that's kind of where we're differentiating ourselves from everybody else.
Yeah, creating an environment where each person or each part of that system is a true expert or a best of breed, and they interact in a really useful way, rather than having everything collated into one place and you either play by our rules or don't.
Yeah,
right.
for sure.
Which is, I really love what's
Plus,
happening here.
the good thing is with Johnny's got over 20 years of experience. I've got over 20 years of experience. We've been around the block in our respective fields.
Yeah.
There is no surprise to us.
Hopefully, anyway.
Well, we also know how to handle difficult situations.
Right. Yeah.
We've been on the Zoom calls with many properties. Now, whether we get them or not, we tell them exactly what has happened, what can happen, how we can fix it. But they have to go through the bureaucratic garbage to get to the point where they would choose to have a new submetering system installed and then have Meterlink provide the billing services.
Yeah.
Because when you're dealing with HOAs, you got to deal with the board. You got to deal with all that stuff that goes along with that. It's frustrating for us because we want to help them so bad. But also, here's the other side. They've had so much bad customer service, albeit poor customer service and helping with their account troubleshooting, poor property management from account managers, that they don't trust anybody anymore.
Oh, yeah. Everybody's got their guard
They've been
way
burned.
up.
They've been burned so many times.
Mm-hmm.
It's like somebody's been in a bad relationship multiple times. It's like, okay, well, I love you this time. Oh, okay, this is real love this time.
Yeah, we've had a few calls with people and clients, and we hear all kinds of the stories that they deal with the customers have dealt with over the years. So we've tried to take all those calls we've heard and those conversations that we've had and say, listen, we've got to provide something that's different, and what that is. And so this is how we feel like we can do that this way. We're really excited about Munibilling and partnering with them guys, with you guys, being able to provide us with customer service help us with the utility billing as far as the platform and all that. Give us a good background that we can really go out and compete. So we're really excited about what the future happens. And
I just got to plug what Munibilling has done for us to help us is not only do we get training videos, but you guys have set up time to call us, to have a call, to walk us through these things. And not only that, we can go back and watch those videos, which I've done, because after a period of time, oh man, I forgot how to do this. So I go back and watch the video. And it's just, when you're that willing to help somebody succeed, it's a win-win for everybody.
Well, and it's going back to what you were saying about on the customer service side of things. People no longer respond to, I know what I'm doing, trust me, just let me handle it. Because that has been overdone so much by shady salespeople, right? If I throw shade at my own industry for a moment.
Sure.
But we are now at a point that the best way to even provide a product, not just customer service, but a product itself, is by that we provide knowledge, we teach, we consult, and we work together towards a goal.
Right.
Yeah.
If you're not doing that, you're just not playing
Well,
the
we
games
see it as a
anymore.
partnership.
Exactly.
And that's the same way we try to sell a property. Look, we're not just billing you. We want to be a partner with you with the billing. Johnny in Integrity Meter Solutions wants to partner in giving you a system that will work,
Yep.
not fail within 2-3 years.
So people aren't buying a system or a product anymore; they're buying a team.
Right.
They're buying you. And that's what it comes down to, is you're buying you. So, people know a shiesty sells when they see it, especially now.
Right.
So, going there being extremely transparent about what you're selling, what you're doing, and what you're going to do for them, and then then it's now it's about delivering it,
Yep.
showing them this is what you're going to do. And then when you do that, then they're like sort of blown away. And you know the logistic issues with submarine, because everybody's located
Right.
everywhere now across the country, and they're in California trying to service a property in Florida. It doesn't really work very well, right?
Right.
So I think with us, we're focusing on our demographics in our areas. Now, yeah, we'll travel around, we'll do work for around, but we're really trying to focus in Florida, focus in Arizona, and then let us be dominant in those areas, and then we'll figure out where the rest of that.
Right.
There's plenty of work in Arizona and Florida. I don't need to be traveling to New York or California necessarily to do that. So that's how we're looking at it. I know we're get spread out, but what happens is logistically it becomes a nightmare because you
Right.
can't get to these properties and service them in a timely manner. So they get aggravated because you're not there.
Right.
You can't fix them quickly. Can't get somebody there. They want to wait till I got enough properties or units to go out and just fly out in the middle where we're going to fly to
Right.
to get that done. So
No North Dakota properties?
exactly.
I was going to
So-
say Hawaii.
I mean, it wasn't that long ago. I had a property I believe in Bozeman, Montana, and all it was the network. It was the gateway and some backbone, and they didn't want to do it. And had nobody to do it, so I flew all the way to Bozeman
Jeez.
just to put up a gateway. I was there for 20 minutes basically, putting my software in, or my
That's a
hardware
real
in there.
expensive visit for
It
some,
was.
some
But I
communication
got to
equipment.
see Bozeman. I got to see Big Sky, so it was fun for that.
That's a beautiful part of the country.
It was. If you've never been there, it's extremely beautiful. So I would advise you to go there. Well, Ian, we thank you stopping in, man. Thanks for stopping
Yeah,
on
for
the
sure.
show. We'll be in contact for sure. We're going to be talking a lot here really pretty soon as we progress with this relationship and see where it goes. But thanks for stopping in for a minute and talking to us.
Yeah,
and,
thank you both.
And we'll be talking real soon, brother.
For sure.
Thank you, man. Have a great weekend with
Will
your
do.
the Vegas. Take
care,
care for the show
everyone.
tomorrow. Thank you, guys. There's a hand clap. Everybody cheering for us.